So what we're working on today is a M14 EBR. The manufacturer of this gun is Cyma. Cyma is a TM clone, and we're going to be sticking Wolverine Airsoft's new Hydra inside of it.
Up in me, kneel down and clear the stone of leaves. I wander out where you can't see. Inside my shell I wait and bleed. I felt the air rise up in me, kneel down and clear the stone of leaves. I wander out where you can't see. Inside my shell I wait and bleed.
So out of that huge mess of parts, we have the gearbox. So I actually have the Hydra pre-installed. I did it earlier to see if I was going to run into any issues with the install. But as you guys can see, the gearbox is actually kind of complicated. You have a lot of levers, a lot of little screws, a lot of little plates. Just make sure that you keep track of what you're taking off. Rich actually is making a trigger board for the M14s, for the TM M14, which works on the cyma. So this is actually one of the pre-production boards. It works really well. It takes the place of the factory switch. And when you guys are taking out the factory switch or taking this apart, you need to be careful about all these little springs, because they're very hard to replace if you do lose them. Now we're at the gearbox. The gearbox, I had to cut a little to fit the Hydra. I'll show you in a minute where I had to actually cut. It's really simple. Anybody with a Dremel can do it. So this is how the Hydra fits. So right in the gearbox, just to make a little clearance for the airline, I had to Dremel out this area. It didn't even take 5 minutes to do this. I mean, you can just hit it with a carbide bit or even a cutting wheel and just cut this section out a little bit. So this is the new Hydra from Wolverine Airsoft. One of its features is toolless disassembly. So what that means is that you don't need the Allen wrench anymore to separate the unit like how you had to do with the SMP. So it actually unscrews and you can screw it back in. Its main feature though is the ability to use offset nozzles. So how it's set up right now, it's for the M14 by TM. You can actually also rotate the front, that you can do lower offset nozzles, or guns like the PDR, where the offset is to the bottom of the cylinder. You can also do your standard V2, V3 nozzles. They're gonna make a bunch of nozzles for this system, so it should fit in basically any gun that's out there. With the M14 install, the cyma, you're gonna have to modify some stuff. So the motor cage is a little bit different on the EBR. You're gonna have to drill this out to make sure that you have room for the airline to pass through. Gearbox, you're gonna need to Dremel out this area just to make clearance for the unit itself. Yeah. So that's just this area had to be Dremeled out so that the airline had enough room. Also, you're gonna need to drill a hole in the body for the airline to exit. So I found right about here in the rear is actually a good place to get the airline to exit out of. Alright, so just getting back in from the field, the Hydra performed beautifully. We're shooting at 200 feet, 400 FPS, a squared piece of plexiglass with a camera attached to it. We're hitting the camera more than we were hitting the barrel behind it, so I was really happy with the performance. It was well worth the wait. It was well worth all the work that it goes to putting one of these inside of a EBR.